Hey guys, Leaky here, and today I'm going to be starting another little series that's going to be specifically on Creator World. And instead of trying to chuck everything I know about Creator World to you in one video, which I was actually trying to do, and it ended up super long, I thought it was probably a better idea to start splitting it into episodes. So that if you're searching for a particular thing, you'll be able to find it much easier rather than trying to scrub through a whole video and finding exactly what you're after. So, having said that, the first episode is simply going to be getting started and doing the basics of creating a world. So, when you open up Create a World, you'll start on a screen like this, which has got a big black window here, and three smaller windows here, and a toolbar up the top where you can't do anything. So, the first thing we want to do is go to the File menu up the top left, and go New World. It'll bring up this new little window here, and you can choose an image file, which is going to be a height map. Now, a height map is basically, I'll just show you, because I have some default ones. These are height maps. They're black and white images, or grayscale, where the whiter it is, the higher the land is going to be, and the darker it is, the lower the land is going to be. So essentially, this here is going to be the lowest, and this white up here is going to be the peak. It's going to be at the peak of the mountain in that picture. So, having said that, I'll open up one of these for you. We're going to go for a medium, because you got to have a look. These all have sizes. That one says large, large, large. Then there's a few that says medium, medium, small, and tiny. So those are the different sizes you can have. I'm going to go for a medium, and we're going to grab this one here. And then, thirdly, there's a number at the end that says 200. There's 300, and there's another one that says 100. But they don't have any. Oh yeah, they do. 100 up here. Sorry, one that says 100. These are how high or low your map can be, essentially. So if you have 300, you can go higher than you would be able to go in 200. I like to choose 200 as it seems to be a good middle ground. And the thing is, the lower your number, if you have 100, you can actually add more terrain detailing than you can on 300. But then you'll be limited by the land height. So anyways, I'm going to open up this medium mountain beach map on 200. Then I'm going to select 200 to correspond with the height of the image. And I'm going to select lush, so it's a grassy terrain. Then I'm just going to click OK and apply my selection. When it creates a world, it'll load up this area here, and it will just be a blank world. And if you didn't choose a height map, then it will be flat, and it will just be a flat square. If you did choose a height map, you'll probably get something like this. So this is the height map I chose. You can see we've got a little island here, and it's pretty exciting. So the thing is, if you're just starting out, using a height map like this is probably a good way to get started. So what we're going to do, now that we've got our world, I'm going to tell you a little bit about these windows over here, so you can learn the basic functionality of them. So this here, where it says world layer, this is going to contain different layers that you create, and you can put whatever you want in them. So to create a new layer, you want to right click on world layer, and you want to go add layer. You have to add a layer before you can create lots or add any decorations to the world. You don't have to create a layer if you want to add roads or you want to do terrain sculpting. So I'm going to click add layer. I can rename it simply by clicking on it. I'm going to rename this one to decorations. In this layer, I'm going to put trees and all that sort of stuff. So this window here that says metadata, this is where you'll find all your objects and all your trees and all your decorations. A really quick way to find something that you're specifically after is just to type it in here. Say if I want a tree, I'm just going to type in tree, and it'll actually pop up with all the tree types right here. The only downside to this is it's not going to tell me, or it's not going to show me rather, what they actually look like. So I kind of have to know what I'm after. Maybe I want a small oak tree. So I'm going to double click that, and it comes up in our decorations layer under game objects. Now if I zoom in, I can see my tree. If I click and hold, I'll be able to rotate it as I place it. If I simply just click, it will go on default orientation, and it won't rotate at all. Now, if I want to create maybe a rock, all I have to do is type in rock, and you get all these tons of different rocks. It has all your expansion pack content available here for you. So whatever expansions or stuff packs you have, all that stuff will be available. Now, of course, it's not just trees and rocks. There are a bunch of other things here as well. There's a load of stuff in here. Look, there's billboards, there's the Eiffel Tower as well in here from World Adventures. And you can get bridges for roads and stuff, which we'll go over in another tutorial, of course. And dinosaur bones, apparently, as well. Got the Eiffel Tower, yeah, there it is. So if I bring the Eiffel Tower out, there you go. I can place the Eiffel Tower in my world. So that's what this little Object Explorer is. Now we'll go back over to our little World Layers window. So we've got this little subcategory called Game Objects. And this will list all the objects in the world on that layer. So if I just select one of them, it will show me where it is by highlighting it. And you can go, if you right click it, you can go find in render panel and it will actually just take you to it. So if you don't know where it is, just right click it and it will take you straight to it. And it would also, once you click on it, you'll notice down here, all this information here is changing. And this is your property browser, which tells you the certain properties about this object, namely the rotation, the position, and the object ID. And with lots, we'll have lot sizes and all that sort of stuff as well. Now, if I wanted to create a new layer again, maybe I want to put something else in that layer, I'm going to go add layer. I'm going to call this one lots. So if I want to add a lot, I'm going to go into the lots tab. I'm going to go add a new lot. And then all I have to do is zoom in, click, and drag. You don't have to drag if you don't want to, you can just click. But anyways, it will start creating a blue line. This is going to be the width of your lot. And if you look down here in the very bottom right, there's a thing that is changing numbers, and it says, right now, it says 23 times 0. This is actually the size of your lot in the very bottom right. So if I want to lot this by 30, I'm going to go up to 30. There it is. I'm going to click once, and then it will start doing the depth of the lot. And I want a lot that's going to be 30 by 30. So I'm going to drag it out till this number down the bottom here is 30 by 30. And there it is. So if I click there, I now have a 30 by 30 lot, and it pops up with this lot information window. And it now has, I can choose residential or community, and I can choose a lot type. It's going to be towny, ownable, residential. And if you go into community, you have a bunch of lot types to choose from. I'm just going to do a residential lot. Now, additional value. This will add on to the base value of the property in that all properties of certain sizes have a certain value. And if you have a property in a fancy location or an upper market location, you can add on money to the value of that lot. So you have to pay more to buy that lot. Now the beautiful Vista buff, some of you may have seen this in game. The beautiful, quote, lots in game will make your Sims happier. So the higher you put this number, the happier your Sims will be to be at this lot. I'm just going to leave both on 0 right now, and I'm going to click OK. So I've got my new lot here, next to my Eiffel Tower, next to all my trees over there. And now we can actually, if we want another 30 by 30 lot, if we click on this button here that says clone, and we click and drag on our current lot, it'll actually create a lot exactly the same size. And if we want to rotate or move our lots, we can also click on these buttons up over here. So this is a move world object one, and it will create a little gizmo that we can drag around, and we can move our lot. Similarly, we can do it with rotation. We can rotate our lot about the little spherical axis. And rotating a lot may cause incidents like this, where the lot actually does this. But that's alright. So when you rotate lots, you want to make sure that you're not rotating it to somewhere that isn't a great place to rotate it to, because you get something like that. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So now we've got our lots, we've got our trees, we've got our decorations. I'm briefly going to cover roads, and then in future tutorials, I'm going to go into further depth and detail about how to detail your world and how to properly landscape and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to get road placement tool right now. Click on place road. I'm going to zoom in a bit. I'm going to click for our first point, and then click and drag for our second point, and we can drag out a curve now. So I'm just going to do a simple one like that, and I'm going to click again for my third point, and I'm going to press escape to stop editing the road. Now, if I want to move the road around, I can use the same tools I did for the lot. So I can go to the move tool, and then we simply click on the section of road we want to edit. So if I click right here, it will bring up all these little handles and gizmometrons that I can edit. If I click on this one here, that actually edits the curve at that point. By dragging it out further, it will smooth out the curve, and pushing it in closer will actually make it sharper. And then if I simply click on the actual point of the curve, I can drag that corner around. And if I select this section over here, I can do the same, and I can also edit that curve right there. So if you're trying to edit a road, it's alright. If you make a mistake, you can edit it straight afterwards. There's no problem with that. So that's the basics of roads, and that's the basics of Creator World. Of course, we haven't covered terraining yet, or sea level heights, or any of that sort of stuff. But stay tuned. In a future episode, I'll go over and all that stuff. Next episode, I'll probably cover landscaping and land sculpting, I suppose I should call it, because that's what it is. If you go in here, it says sculpt. We're going to go over all this in the next episode and how you can sort of shape your world and make it look how you want. So until then, guys, I'm Flabaluki, and thanks for watching.